Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network and another episode of the NBA Betting Card Live. I am joined by Astaire and Tyler Hicks each and every Tuesday. We're a little bit later today, but thank you so much for joining us. And we are going to go through a full 11-game slate with these guys. They're going to break down the tournament. They're going to break down the crazy floors. They're going to find some winners, go through the favorite bets in each game. But let me go to you first, Spread. How are you doing? And are you ready for this big 11-game slate?
Oh, man, I'm excited. It's so nice to have the NBA. You know, when we do the NFL, it takes us a little while before we find out whether or not we're right. But it's nice to be able to, for Tyler and I to do these and then just have the debate settled within 3 or 4 hours. So, you know, hey, Meg, I mean, the only thing that I'm not excited about today is I have to wait 2 more days before I get to speak to you about having a head coach from Compton, but we're going to table that. We're going to stick on the NBA, but that's a plug. That's what do they call that in the business? A tease.
I think in the biz they call that a tease. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was wrong on that one because I definitely did not side with you on the Raiders, and I victory laps for you will be had on Thursday. Yeah, I had to think about it. Thursday. NFL betting card is on Thursday. We are in the NBA betting card on Tuesday, and that's what I get to talk to these guys every Tuesday and Thursday. And I get both their NBA and NFL projections up on fanspeak.com. Go to the sports betting tab, the NFL betting card on the homepage. Everything is completely free. You get to see how these guys get there with their NBA, NFL treasure map. So check that out at fanspeak.com treasure map. Or under the sports betting tab. So, Tyler, let me go to you for now. What are you thinking about this 11-game slate we've got on tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a fun slate. These in-season tournament games have been pretty fun the last couple Fridays we've had them. You have had some high-scoring games, some close games, some blowouts, but they've been entertaining. So I think we're going to get some entertaining games again tonight. The ugly floors will be back out. I know Spread likes them.
Hey, can I jump in, Meg? What do you think of these floors? I think they're fantastic.
I've just seen,
and I think Tyler's the only one I know that engages in THC that doesn't agree with me. Seems to me on my timeline, it's almost like a test of who smokes and who doesn't. All the straight edge guys hate the floors, and all the stoners are like, "This is wonderful."
That's hilarious. I love it. You know, how many days of the tournament in season tournament have there been?
I think it's just 2 Fridays.
There's been.
Because they haven't done a Tuesday yet because they were off last Tuesday.
Right, okay. Yeah. So
the last 2 Fridays, yes, I believe so.
Okay, that's why. Okay, I haven't really watched the in-season tournament live. I've just seen pictures and videos. So I don't have a strong take yet, but they're crazy. They're wild. So, yeah, I don't have a strong take.
What were the trends we've seen, Spread? Underdogs are what, 12-5?
12-8, I believe.
Yeah, I'll pull up the exact numbers now.
Oh, the margin of victory is a lot lower. I know that in the tournament games compared to a normal regular season game. This is such a small
Why do you think that is? Why do you?
But so what they're trying to push is that these teams care about them more.
Okay.
Yeah, but me personally, I think it's random.
Okay, you think it's too small of a sample to really?
Yeah, I mean it's 20 games. I mean we've seen this in the NBA, right? I mean there'd be like times, right, where wasn't there a little stretch of about 2 weeks last year, Tyler, where the average score was like 258?
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I found those numbers. Underdogs in this in-season tournament are 12-3-1 ATS. The overs are 10-6.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So slight edge to the overs, and the underdogs have been cashing. So,
and I like that the games are staying a little closer too. That's
they have almost not like a full playoff feel, but you see a little more effort in some of these games.
Right. Okay. Well, I like that. Okay. Well, do you guys have any kind of going into tonight's slate discussion that you and Tyler want to chat about before we go game by game Spread? Sometimes you have some debated topic. I mean, maybe it's just the floors that you're debating off the jump, and then we hit the games. But any other hot topics you guys want to get off your chest before we go game by game?
I'm trying. Okay, I guess so. Let's see. If we're just going to go over general NBA talking points, we probably have to start with the Clippers, Tyler. You remember we discussed this,
Can I victory lap?
Go ahead, tell them the story. Tell them the story.
Almost like it's like, oh, you try and jam all the superstars. It doesn't work anymore. It's like on 2K when you're playing the game and you add all the good players and you try and simulate the game. You're like, why is my team losing? You look at the bottom right-hand corner, it says team chemistry, 0. It's like, why am I losing to the team with all the 70 overall? It's like, well, they have team chemistry. That's the Clippers right now. They have no idea how to play basketball right now with all 5 of them. They should have never traded for Harden, and now they're stuck with him.
Okay, so we're not going to relitigate that because I think we can agree there. It's so crazy. This guy, Russell Westbrook turned 35.
He's getting.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that. I mean, I knew he was getting up
for
there,
how fast he is. But I'm just saying, a lot of these guys that we have as stars, they're pretty close to the end. Harden might be there. My question for you, Tyler, and I think we disagree on this. Do you think that they're going to figure this thing out?
No.
Or is this completely doomed, and are they not even going to make like the play-in tournament?
I think maybe they can sneak into the play-in tournament. You know who they remind me of? I think this is the best way to describe like how their season could play out. Remember the Lakers when they loaded up when the Heat made their big push with LeBron? And it was
when they had Steve Nash and Dwight Howard?
Yeah, I remember, and they were like, this is the team. And then
this is going to be fun on the cover.
And they sucked, and they barely snuck into the playoffs and got smashed. I think that's the Clippers' best outlook on the season is like they somehow get into the playoffs, get matched up with one of the top seeds, get smashed in round 1.
All right, last question. If you are correct, does that mean this all gets blown up at the end of the year? Because Leonard and PG are not extended. This is their last season under contract. The Clippers could just walk away from that.
I think they do walk away from a couple of those guys, but I don't think Kawhi leaves. The only place he's leaving for is the other LA team.
All
right. Any other hot topics you want to hit before we
I'm trying to think.
We go game by game, because once we go game by game, we're going to get these guys.
Yeah, we'll have plenty of hot topics, Meg. We're going to have plenty.
Okay. It'll come up as we go game by game. Yeah, and as topics,
after hanging out with JC for an hour, I'm ready to argue.
Okay. All right.
Let's go, Tyler.
I was gonna say that's another little plug. Check it out. Over on what is the
we did on Nuke the House.
Nuke the House channel. Thank you for reminding me. Check it on Nuke the House. They did a quarterback debate, and I've got to watch it because I got to hear how Spread talked about my Sam Howell. I heard JC ranked him high, and I like it. So thank you, JC. Anyways, so. You're coming off that. We're going to go game by game. Anything debates that come up, we can do, but we are going to find some good bets. I'm going to bug Tyler for some degenerate, performance doubles, and we're going to just find some winners. So let's go to our first game. We've got Miami Heat at Charlotte Hornets. Miami's favored by 5. The total is 222.5. Spread, I'll go to you first. Thoughts on this game and what any bets you like?
All right. Yeah, let me pull everything up here. I'm switching here into basketball mode. Let me switch over the playbook. Let's get to the NBA playbook. And, of course, you can find that on fanspeak.com. Tyler and I had quite different projections for this one.
Okay.
I have this game 111 to 108 for the Heat. A couple concerns here, though. Heat have never been good on the road. And this seems like a really low projection here for a Charlotte Hornets game. We talked about it yesterday when we were playing our Wizards and our Raptors over. Tyler, is that the worst beat of the year that we took last night on that Washington game?
Well, it's definitely up there.
Dude, I don't think they scored a point in the last 5 minutes and 47 seconds.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was so bad.
And we had the over. It was over 228. They had 107 with 5 minutes and 47 seconds to go. They finished at like 108.
Wow, that is an epically bad beat, I'd say.
But I talked about it yesterday. A lot of times when it's a fast-paced team versus a slow-paced team, it's easier for the fast-paced team to cajole the slow-paced team into playing into their style. Why is that? Because playing fast is more fun. Playing slow requires discipline. It's easy to lose yourself and play fast. The question is Miami Heat going to allow that here? I have a long story of saying that I don't necessarily trust my projections. First of all, that under is wrong. Okay, so I got to look into that and see how I'm getting an under here. 108 points for Charlotte seems low. I think it's overrating the Miami defense. Mm-hmm. And it's telling me to take the Hornets. What do you think, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, it's a game. I'm not really fond of it. Like your numbers show an under, mine show the over. I have Miami winning this game by 7, so it tells me to take Miami. But at the same time, Miami on the road can't really fall in love with them. They are 6-2 ATS in their last 8 on the road, but they're missing Tyler Hero. They have these spurts where they just go through spots where they just don't score points, and they'll go on just droughts for like 5 to 6 minutes. And if Charlotte's running and gunning, that's not a thing you want to do, because then they'll just run the score up on you. And with the way the underdogs have covered in this in-season tournament, young team like Charlotte, lean them with the points here. Probably just to stay away from me, though.
Okay. So would that be do you think you'll ultimately stay away since you don't agree with your numbers spread?
Yeah, I don't see anything that's going to get me on this game right now. And like I said, I've already identified a flaw because I think 219 is too low here.
Right.
And there's a couple ones that came in low. Like, for example, I don't know what's
I think if we play anything in this game, we play the over.
Okay. But like you said, you guys have taught me discipline. You know, you don't have to bet everything. That's why they have the fancy casinos, right?
This is where our numbers. This is where our numbers have the big difference, Fred. Like, you're projecting a 219, almost like dead on the number.
Yeah, 220, but yeah.
To where I'm projecting a 233. Okay. That I think where my numbers are factoring in more of like the pace with the way Charlotte's playing a little bit more, and they're not really playing defense either. I think you can see a lot of points in this one.
Yeah, okay. I think my numbers are wrong here. And this is where we got to re-audit. Tyler was talking to me about them. They're not dialed in like they were last season. So I'm going to have to tinker a little bit here. So you're going to have to go off watching the games and handicapping like the old days.
I don't doubt you guys are going to get it right. Like you guys said, you guys are a great team, you know, working together with your projections, auditing the numbers, and leading us to some winners here. So the only thing you'd probably touch is the over in this game. Any props that you like, Tyler?
I mean, I could see Bam, because Bam has been playing out of his mind. I could see him right here having a good game and putting up, say, a double-double here, 20-plus points, grabs you maybe like 4 or 5 assists. He has flirted with a triple-double, but I wouldn't really maybe sprinkle on it 40-1, but it's not a bet I'm like very confident in. I'd rather just do this double-double. And if you do like Miami to win this game here, there's a double-double and win on him at plus 130. So that's something you could take if we wanted to build like a crazy parlay.
This was the bad beat you mentioned earlier, right? About the yesterday's. Okay.
They had 207. What did we bet, Tyler? Over
228.
Yeah. So we needed 21 points in 7 minutes.
Wow.
Right? That's a 42-point quarter.
It was bad.
NBA quarters typically around 55. They can get as high as 70.
That is an epically bad beat. Okay. Well, we have 10
you know what,
more
Tyler?
games.
I actually felt like we were on the right track there, though. Like, that was one of those beats that, like, I didn't feel.
Yeah.
Some of them, like, I've got upset at myself. Like, why did we do that?
Yeah, that one wasn't.
That one actually kind of
just
reinforced me that at least we're getting towards.
Like, when I looked at the score going into the second quarter, I almost penciled it in. Like, we won that bet already.
I had penciled in my head to win the whole time.
The live total showed like 249. It was like this
and I'm watching Boston and New York.
Then they died.
Right.
New York. What to talk about a second half collapse there, Tyler. Wow.
So bad.
I think the Knicks were tied going into the fourth.
Okay, so let's go to our second game. We've got the Indiana Pacers at the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers are favored by 5. The total on this one is 240.5. Tyler, I'll go to you first on this one. Was Embiid, is he still questionable or is he in?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This is a tough one.
So we got to watch. There's obviously, I know there was news to pay attention to just as I was going through Twitter and everything. So I didn't know if you guys had any updates on that. And then what are you liking for this game, Tyler? And I'll go to spread.
Embiid or no Embiid, I was taking the points regardless.
Okay.
I think there is a chance he sits. My game's projecting this game for Philly a very close win. They're winning by 2. It's got the total going over. I got to take the 5 points with Indiana. We talked about it the other night, spread, when they played Milwaukee. You're like, why are we taking Indiana against Milwaukee? It's a bad matchup. They just got Halliburton and a bunch of guys. And in the end, they picked it up at the end. He runs that offense very well. He distributes the ball to everyone on that offense, and everyone gets their shots. They hit a bunch of threes. They could easily keep this game close with Philly. And if we get on this +5 and he does happen to sit, that +5 now becomes, I think, -1. It'll be a nice spot to be on. They probably win the game at that point. Maxi's played out of his mind, but I don't think he's enough. because they got a great defender like Bruce Brown that could chase him around. He's coming off a hell of a performance too. He put up 50 points in his last game out there.
Yeah, I saw that.
You got to think young kid like that, big performance. He went out and celebrated. This is probably where he lays the stud. So I'm gonna play that narrative. I'm on Indiana here spread.
How about that spread? Do you in line with Tyler, or are you jumping on the Indiana line?
Here's another big reason to be on Indiana tonight. Philly plays Boston tomorrow. You think Embiid's gonna play tonight and play against Indiana and skip the game against Boston tomorrow?
Right.
He's playing tomorrow.
I can't imagine he would miss against Boston, so that makes a ton of sense. So, spread, do you agree with Tyler? Or are you jumping on the Indiana line now before the Embiid news?
I'm gonna go. So first of all, I've already made a resolution to listen to Tyler more.
Pull your mic around.
Oh, okay. Hold on. This way, is it better?
Other way.
Yeah.
You just started
this way, is it better?
Definitely. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, but here's my concern, right? So you talked me into the Pacers bet. It was a great bet despite the DMs I was sending you. Okay. But we had the Pacers, if I remember right, we had them +2 at home against Milwaukee. And it ended up being a fade of Milwaukee. And we were talking about this is a team that's not dialed in with their new coach, hasn't worked Damian Lillard in yet, although I think Lillard sat in that game, right? But the idea was this is a team that's still working its way through and is not playing to its potential. Whereas this Philly team, we're only getting 3 extra points. It's in Philadelphia, and this team's been on fire. I mean, the 76ers have been playing fantastic. Didn't they get a big win over, was it Boston already this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this team is playing really well. So those are my concerns on why we won't take the Pacers here. But you're seeming to handicap with the idea that you just assume that Embiid's going to sit.
I'm like 60% sure he sits tonight. Plays tomorrow against Boston. They beat up on Boston again. I feel like that, and it's in Philly. You know they want to get that win back after what happened in the playoffs last year. I know they already beat them once this year, but I'm almost positive that game was in Boston.
It was, and we lost on it, didn't we? Didn't we take Boston -2 in that game?
Yeah, and now they're going to beat them on their home floor. So I think you get more effort out of the guys tomorrow. This is definitely a look-ahead spot for Philly.
It's so crazy. They should not do any back-to-backs around these tournaments if they really wanted it to mean something.
You want to hear their recent?
This isn't that freaking hard, guys. Go ahead.
Last game they matched up against each other, 137-126. The one before that, 141-121, 147-143, 129-126. They've put up a ton of points in these matchups recently. I mean, we know the Pacers are going to run and gun. Embiid out. If he does sit, it's going to lose some scoring on Philly, but they are going to fly up and down the floor with Maxey running the offense. I like the over.
Clyde, I like he already dropped his best bet, Denver -4. We will definitely get to that. We were hitting game by game and getting all these, but Clyde likes Denver -4. Tyler likes the over in this game. Would you agree on or liking the over as well, spread?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. This game was the #1 game that made me realize these projections are not good. Because I had this game at 231. You got to be kidding me. If I had it right around the number, I'd be fine. Like 238 and told me to take an under. But 10 points under, I don't get how. I have no idea how. Especially if Tyler Wright and Embiid is sitting. This game's going to finish in like the 250s. Okay. I like the over here.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the over is a spot.
Before we move on, any props you'd like in this one?
I like Halliburton's points plus assists. You could play his double too, but his double is I think like minus like 170.
Right. Yeah.
And you find another guy you like the double and do a little double parlay there with those guys.
Yeah.
But those would be some guys I target. And then Maxey has been playing out of his mind. His props are probably going to be juiced up a little bit coming off that performance and the Embiid possibility that he sits. Like, yeah, his points prop tonight, 29.5 on Maxey spread. under. What do you think? Max,
The
you putting up
only thing is,
30?
if Embiid's out, the usage is going to be stupid.
Yeah, but is it still going to be enough to put up 30? I mean,
Yeah, in a game that goes to 250, probably. He could be
yeah,
like
I
the
guess
third
so.
highest scorer and have 30.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, I think that just seeing a 30 next to his name, I think that's just a little bit too high.
If Embiid was playing, I would agree.
Gotcha. So obviously not really interested in props yet. I like the Halliburton call that you
All right,
mentioned.
Tyler, this game just went off the board for me.
Oh, it
what
did?
does it reopen at?
Oh, it just went off the board?
Oh, it came the same. It came back up the same. I had 3 games go off the board and come back out the same. That's weird.
All right, well, let's jump over to our next game. We've got the Atlanta Hawks at the Detroit Pistons. Hawks are favored by 4.5. Total on this one is 225. Spread, what do you like in this game, and what bets any bets you're targeting?
On the Hawks and the Pistons?
Hawks Pistons, yes.
Excuse me, yeah. So 225 minus 4.5 for the Hawks here. This is so tough for me, Tyler. This is so tough for me. So I have this game projected 119 to 112 in favor of the Hawks. That would tell me to take the Hawks. Also tell me to take the over. I like the over more than I like the Hawks here. I do like the Pistons here, but not only do we handicap these teams, we handicap ourselves. Wouldn't you say one of my biggest flaws this season, Tyler, has been overestimating the Detroit Pistons?
Yeah, I mean, we liked them preseason, and I mean they have talent, but they just can't shoot the ball.
Well, I also, when you're young and you have talent, right? We like them to go over their win total, which 28.5 or 26.5, and I still like that bet. Younger team, they might show more of it towards the end of the season.
Yeah,
right. Where we get a lot of that win total towards the end of the season.
Yep.
This early in the season, they're still having problems. For whatever Monty Williams hates big men. Like when he was in college, the power forward or the center must have slept with his girlfriend because he hates big men. That'll be interesting to see him there. I was surprised that he doesn't like Wiseman at all. Looks like Wiseman will be moving on. Right now, Tyler, my favorite play on this is the over.
Okay, Tyler, what are your thoughts on this game and any plays that you're looking to bet?
Yeah, Trae Young's out of this one. So is Jalen Duren. So those are key pieces on both sides. I think that opens up a prime spot for us to bet a nice prop here on the Atlanta side on a guy who's triple-doubled a lot, but next to Trae Young, he hasn't had a chance to. Yeah. DeJounte Murray triple-double and win at 36-1. Against Detroit, where there's going to be a bunch of rebound chances. He's going to play point guard too. So,
yeah,
I mean, I got to take a shot on that. I think Atlanta wins the game still because I think they're the better team. DeJounte Murray will just slide into the point guard role. They'll put somebody else on the floor. He'll just distribute. That'll probably be Bogdanovich, which is a nice shooter. They'll put up a ton of points here, but I lean towards the over in the game, but I don't want to bet it because I don't know how much Detroit's going to help me in the end. This could be the perfect spot like we had last night. We look good going into the fourth quarter. Detroit dies. They score us no points in the end. We fall a couple points short. So I like Atlanta here minus the 4 because that's not many points to lay, and that's right in that territory where they can get fouled up over that spread and we can cover it. But that triple-double and win, I think, is definitely worth a shot at 39-1.
Yeah, you had me at 36-1, 39-1. The year's really perked up there. So
is there a double and win too?
And you could build that too, yeah.
Right. Do they have
that one, Tyler?
Yeah.
Even if it's only 10-1?
The double and win is plus 210.
Oh, never mind.
A little different.
Excuse me.
All right. I got to get your guys' opinion on this game because I already fired some DGen bets on this one. We got the San Antonio Spurs at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder are favored by 10.5. The total on this one's 238.5. I know there's some injury news in the Spurs front court already, and some maybe even some more to pay attention to. So, Spread, I'll go to you first on this one. What are you eyeing up on this thing in this game? Any bets you're looking to pull the trigger on?
I think this is too many points here for the Spurs, and this is another one where they were laughing the other day when I go against my projections, but I have the Thunder winning by 12 and
Okay.
game of 237. So at least I'm close to the total here. But I think it's still too many points for a Thunder team. This is not the Celtics or the
Did
Bucks.
you see who's all out for the Spurs though?
Yeah, I thought like
who's out?
most of the front
Vassell
court.
and Keldon Johnson, right?
And
No,
Trey Jones and Keldon Johnson.
Trey Jones is out also. Sohan's got a Q tag.
Vassell's in, right? Vassell's in.
I'm sorry. I got Trey Jones and Vassell mixed up. It was Trey and Keldon that are out, right?
And Keldon and Sohan's questionable.
So
right?
when I ran these, I didn't have Sohan as questionable. I assumed he was playing. What do you think, Tyler? You want to lay 10.5?
I think it's OKC or pass. This is where another.
That's fine, but I'm fine with passing. Call me Sam Howell. Let's pass.
There we go. It's right. Oh man, that was a good pun. I like that one.
There we go.
It's another spot where our numbers are a little different, and my numbers are skewed a little bit because mine are only on the last 5-game sample. So when a team like OKC plays well, matches up with bad team San Antonio, it's going to show me a blowout. But when you run this one through your head and you look at the projected score that I get of 128 to 106, it kind of makes sense. OKC's built almost exactly the same as what the Spurs are, but they're years ahead in their development. They have way more guys they can throw on the floor. They're a deeper team. It's not like Victor's got some great matchup tonight. The white version of him's on the other team, so he's got somebody that could finally jump and defend some of his shots. Interested to see those two match up. But like Vassell probably draws Lou Dort, that's going to slow him down. With no Trey Jones and no Keldon Johnson, it's like, where are you going? Giddey and these guys are going to play well. SGA is going to absolutely nuke this team. I think OKC wins this game by easily double digits.
Okay, then that makes me nervous on some of the over props that I bet because obviously when it's a massive blowout, sometimes you lose minutes at the end. But maybe it's a situation like Dak and the Cowboys.
What props you bet though?
Well, I pushed Vassell and Wemby's props, and then on the other side, I think I just did 30 for SGA, and then I think I did Giddey's assist line. So Giddey's assist line, 30 SGA, and then pushed. Well, no, I took Wemby's point line, and I think I pushed Vassell a little bit. Just assuming the usage between the two of them would have to go up, right? I mean, I assume it's going to have to be those two carrying the load. That's if Sohan's out.
All right. Well, hard to argue with those.
It's a risk-free bet on FanDuel, so I'll get my money back if I lose.
No. Actually, I don't think it's that bad though. Do you, Tyler?
No, I don't think it's that bad. I mean,
the only thing that would concern me is that Giddey and SGA don't seem to go off on the same nights.
Yeah.
I just did Giddey's assist line, and then
I guess it does kind of correlate, but a lot of times 30. He loses straight run.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. So Tyler, with all that said, especially the usage of the Spurs with, a lot of the front court being out, and we're again waiting to hear on Sohan, are there any props you're targeting at this point?
I mean, I like the SGA one. I don't hate betting like Chet's rebounds here because I think of the two big guys here, he seems like the one that wants to get under the hoop a little bit more. And I could see him maybe trying to get physical with Victor. And as Victor likes to stay on the 3-line where he dives down there, grabs a couple rebounds. So over 7.5 on his rebounds, kind of like that. And plus Victor's numbers ballooned up to 9.5 now. Could he get up over that? Very easily. The dude's like 7'5". Right. But he also likes to hang out on the 3-line. I think Chet's going to maybe get a double-double in this game. So I'll play that over 7.5.
Okay.
Can you imagine Chet? This is like the one game in his whole life where he has the strength advantage.
Yeah, and they've matched up against each other too in those like US 19 matchups or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Where like they televise that game, so it's like it's interesting to see these two guys play against each other.
I think that's the underlying storyline of this game is these are the top 2 Rookie of the Year candidates. Mm-hmm. And I know we're not supposed to use head-to-head, but don't tell me that the Embiid demolition of Jokic didn't really help his case last year. When he ended up getting the MVP award, undeserved in my opinion, which is why we the people used to get mad when I say it was a stupid award. But it is, because how did Embiid was the best player last year? No, Jokic is the best player in the world.
Right.
Regardless, my point is that's the interesting subplot from this game. Holmgren versus Wemby, and I know that one was later in the year, but I do think that these head-to-head performances might help a little bit in this Rookie of the Year conversation.
Well, maybe that's why I saw some stuff on Twitter, just random people sharing their bets, and it was just pushing those two guys. Maybe just again
with the idea, especially for the Spurs that don't really have a lot of playoff
hopes. Long shot in this game, I don't hate betting like a Wemby 30 plus at 6-1.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah,
like they matched up before together in these national games. Like I get it, like, oh, you can play defense against them, but that's also a spot where Victor looks at a guy and maybe like, oh, you think you can guard me? Like, we played against each other before. I dominated you there. My guys are out tonight. I get way more volume.
Right.
You easily get to that 30 points. So I don't hate betting that.
Okay. And then, but I know you've liked Victor's double-double a lot in the past. You're not as on it in this one, or you still have interest in it?
It was
I know
fun. It was a lot funner when we were betting it at
down.
like 5 and 4.5 to 1. And now it's like plus 150, if it's even plus money anymore.
Right. I mean, it's still plus money. I saw it today. Yeah.
If it's still plus money, I'd still bet it. But once it hits like the minus 110s, I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to check. Okay. Anything else in this game before we move on to the next?
I think that's pretty much it for me.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good. Then we are going over to Orlando Magic at Brooklyn next. Nets, Brooklyn favored by 3. Total is 218.5. Again, I'm working off, and just to let you know, spread. And I don't know if it's not different from what you've got up on the treasure map. I was just working off FanDuel Sportsbook. I can start using the treasure map.
I put mine in. It doesn't matter. No, use yours because yours are constant. Mine are. I did the treasure map about 2 hours ago.
Right. So that was
as far
earlier.
as just putting the projections in. So
okay.
Some of these lines can move. Like obviously the Timberwolves line moved. Right.
Right. So yeah, this is what I'm seeing now, and I'm looking at FanDuel Sportsbook for any point of reference. So for this game spread, who do you like in this game? Any bets that you're targeting in this game?
And we're talking about the Orlando Magic, who are +3 in Brooklyn, taking on the Nets, right, with the total of 218.
That is correct.
Let's see what we have on this one. So the Nets have taken money, Tyler. This total stayed exactly the same since we've done the treasure map. But I have the Nets winning by 5. This is a tough one for us, Tyler, as far as these are two teams that I believe are being undervalued by the market, but then they face each other. Right. So we lose that opportunity here. What do you think of this game? And are you surprised that the Nets have taken a little bit of money here in this matchup?
Not really. I mean, the Nets have been the darling of the NBA season. I think they've covered every game except for one, and they almost backdoored that game. So they've been everyone's favorite to bet on. We've loved them to start the season. And the more I look at this game, I think it's a spot to bet them again. I mean, they're missing a couple guys. Cam Thomas is out. Ben Simmons is back on the injury report. He's dealing with some nerve impingement in lower back. So who knows how long he'll be out. But on the other side, Gary Harris, Markelle Fultz out. And I think Brooklyn matches up very well. Like
Hold on. There's 2 more that I'm looking for. Is Wendell Carter Jr. playing?
I don't believe so. He's still out.
He's out for a while, right?
Yeah. And Claxton's
Jonathan Isaac's playing.
Yes, Jonathan Isaac's not on this injury report, and I do not see him on the other one either. So I believe he is playing, yes.
Okay.
But yeah, Nick Claxton back for Brooklyn. I think that's a big pickup for them after losing Simmons. They're going to dominate the paint in this game. They have the perimeter defenders to throw at guys like Paulo and Franz Wagner. Like Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, and these guys. They have the guard advantage also, and they'll be at home where they have the crowd behind them. I got to take Brooklyn here minus the 3. I think they win this game pretty easily.
Yeah, projections agree. And, a big part of me liking this Orlando team is really what Wendell Carter does. It doesn't show up in the box score. He's not going to be your favorite DFS play, but I think he means a lot to this team, Tyler. So I'm leaning towards you. My worry, of course, is the inconsistency that the Nets have shown, especially on the offensive end. And Cam Thomas is going to be out for a month, right? Who was kind of like the little flamethrower for this team. So that's my only concern. I do believe that the game is close. I still like the Magic's ability to get a bucket in the half court a little more. But I'm going to end up siding with you here, and I think that this is going to end up being an official play.
That's what I was just about to ask if it was going to be an X marks the spot. I was just going to.
If it's a really close game, right? I mean, I think the Magic have a great advantage. Unfortunately, I think without Wendell Carter in there, that the Nets are going to be able to get to the rim too easily get out and transition too easily as they're corralling all these defensive rebounds, right? Which is what starts. You got to get a stop to be in transition. You got to get a stop, right? And then you got to get the defensive rebound, get that thing moving. With Claxton back and Carter out, I do believe the Nets can build the lead to where the half court creation is mitigated a little bit.
Okay. So we might have an official play here. Be sure to check out the NBA treasure map on fanspeak.com. They'll be putting those up after the show. Tyler, any props you like in this one before we move on to the next game?
Yeah, I like Mikal Bridges here. I think he does well. I think Cam Johnson also does well.
Mm-hmm.
So love those two on their points props. But Claxton's 10-plus rebounds, I think, is a spot here. You get it at even money. You could also do the performance double, 10-plus rebounds, and they win and get 2-1 on that. So those are some spots I like. I think he grabs double digits rebounds versus his front court pretty easily.
Okay.
I mean, no Wendell Carter. Orlando really doesn't have any other bigs. Like Paulo and those guys can't get down there, but he should be able to jump up over them and get the rebound. So 10-plus on Claxton's my favorite prop there.
Okay. I like that. All right. Next, we got the Dallas Mavericks at the New Orleans Pelicans.
Tyler wanted me to take the Mavericks. So we didn't bet it. And then, of course, the Mavericks just crushed. These where they play the back-to-back, there is a lot of zigzag involved, which is why I wanted to go to you, Tyler. I was afraid to get involved in this game. You had it dead on. Using what you've learned last time, what do you like for this game?
I want to go right back to Dallas. I mean, I think their offense was already catching stride, and Kyrie couldn't hit a three to save his life. Well, he found his shot the last couple games.
Mm-hmm.
They absolutely annihilated the Clippers that one game we were on them. And the offense just has keep chugging along. And I don't know if you've seen that interview with Zion, but he's trying to.
Bro.
Yeah, like this ain't a good situation in New Orleans right now. They're gonna.
It's crazy how honest he was.
Yeah, they're gonna.
He said people were telling me about my buy-in, especially about being here in New Orleans. I mean, he basically admitted I don't want to be here.
Wow.
Yeah, like he's gonna demand his way out at any moment.
And nobody's going to want him because he looks like
CJ McCollum.
I mean, Sam Howell, he might be able to help Sam Howell, Meg. I mean, he looks like a left tackle right now.
We'll take tackles. We need help.
Still no CJ McCollum. Still no Trey Murphy. Still no Alvarado. Larry Nance is now out indefinitely, too. That's just a bench piece that they could have threw in for minutes. And Herb Jones is questionable for tonight. I don't think Dallas has a guy on the injury report tonight. They don't. So Dallas is coming in fully healthy. I got to take Dallas here. I think Dallas walks him off the floor.
So, okay, my main concern is just that zigzag crap. Don't you remember how every game seemed to zigzag last year?
Yes.
After just playing them days before, basically, or their prior game. Okay, gotcha.
But I think there's spots where it's like, all right, like this team is just in shambles. They don't have the depth. Unless Dallas's offense just shuts off right here, I think they score enough points to win the game. Luka flirts with a triple-double, maybe gets there. It's 6-1. You could do the triple-double and win also. I like Kyrie, on his threes over his prop. And then
you're talking about Kyrie.
Kyrie could be a back-end top 10.
I can't wait. We're going to do another one of these shows for NBA.
When he's at full go and he's playing.
Kyrie's at about 22.
I don't know about that.
Wait, you have him at 22? Is that what
I'm
you
just
said?
throwing this out on top of my head, but I would say he's between 20 and 25 right now.
I don't know about that.
Who would you rather have, Kyrie or Devin Booker?
I think it's very close.
I'd say Booker, but I mean, I'm literally not in the streets enough yet to give
I'm probably taking Booker, but I think that's splitting hairs.
Okay, I guess I have Kyrie underrated then because I got Booker pretty close to the top.
Kyrie's just not the most liked guy. When he's got basketball in his hands, the guy can do whatever he wants.
Here's my concerns about him, just the defense. He's only a one-way player, and if he's not scoring, what's he giving to you? But let me go back to keep telling you why I like Dallas here.
Yeah.
That draft pick, man, they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, Lively.
Derek Lively is really good, and it's really hard for big men to come in the league and make an impact right away. It's the easiest for forwards and ultra-quick scorers.
Mm-hmm.
So for Lively to come in and have the impact that he's had right off the bat, I think that changes everything for this team. No more of that Maxi Kleber at the 5, which was just a terrible matchup against the bigger teams in the West. namely Los Angeles Lakers, not the Clippers, and Denver, right? I mean, you can't run Derek Lively out there. I mean, you can't run Maxi Kleber out there to match up with those guys. So, yeah. All right. Well, we agree, Tyler. And if you would have asked me before the season, I would have said no way on Dallas. I would think they're a playing team. But based on the strength of what we've seen so far this season, I would say, yeah, they have a chance to finish in the top 4 and be a legitimate championship contender. We talked about all these stars getting old, right? A lot of these, right? Like KD goes down, Phoenix doesn't look too good anymore.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
Steph's 35.
Yeah, the other 2 guys
That's
for Phoenix are already wrapped in bandages, so it's like KD goes down, they're dead.
Yeah, right. I mean, this isn't the most. I can't wait to talk about the Timberwolves with you here in a bit. Another team. You said I was a little bit early on, right? And I think they're looking great.
All right, well, let's head over. We'll be down there soon, but we got a couple games to get to before that. I'll take a moment to say, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the Fanspeak Network so you know when we go live with these shows. Again, Tuesdays NBA, then you catch these guys on Nuke the House every other day, NBA, Thursdays, NFL with me at 3 o'clock. Love it. And all their projections are up on fanspeak.com for free under the sports betting tab. We will go to the next game. Portland Trailblazers at the Utah Jazz. Jazz are favored by 6.5. Total is 231.5. Spread. I will go to you first. What are you liking this game? Any bets you see that you are targeting?
All right, let me pull up the numbers here. I have this game 115 to 108, right on the spread there. And of course, going to the under. But we've talked about how I don't feel like my projections are accurately capturing how much scoring's up over the league over the last 2 weeks. So don't want to get involved in the side. Projections have this line is right. But if I were to take a side here, Tyler, I'm going to go ahead and take the Portland Trailblazers. Clyde, stop messing me up. I don't know anything about college ball. And I'm trying to break this down, and I'm reading you. I got to stop here. Tyler, I think these are two of the worst teams in the league. Right. Yeah. And we've talked about this before, right? When it's 2 bad teams, don't we just take the points? We do that all the time in the NFL.
Yeah, but it's one of those spots where it's like, man, I really don't want to be on the points here because like Portland.
Why?
It's just Portland. They can't score the ball at times. Like they have younger players, but none of them can really shoot perimeter shots. So you got to get to the rim. Even without Walker Kessler down there, it's like Markkanen's still down there. John Collins could block some shots. I'm projecting a Utah 1-point win, so it's telling me to take the points too. I probably just stay away from this game.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to. You know what, Tyler? If we were red hot right now, I would play it. This is like a heat check game, right?
This is the perfect game where we're in a slump though spread, and we take the wrong side, and they get blown out by 25, and it's like, what are we doing?
All right, so you guys are staying away from this.
Yeah,
one.
It's probably
this is a heat check game, Tyler.
Heat check
if I bet this, you'll know why. I'm feeling hot.
Yeah.
I like so. Really, nothing else to talk about. We can move on to the next game. Anything else you guys want to talk about in this game?
Nah, that's it for me on that one. I don't have any real props in that one either. The only prop I would look at would be like Markkanen's over his threes.
Okay. Well, the next few games look pretty interesting. So let's go over to the next one. We've got Los Angeles Clippers at Denver Nuggets. We've kind of been mentioning both teams in this show. Nuggets are favored by 4.5. Clyde mentioned them earlier. And Clyde, we love you, by the way. Spread's just giving you a hard time. And total is 225. So spread, break this one down for us. And what do you like?
Tyler, is Jokic sitting?
Is he? I didn't see it.
Why is this line -4? Tyler, you're muted. You're supposed to tell me no, he's not sitting. This is the best bet on the board.
He's not sitting.
The Los Angeles Clippers are one of the worst teams in the league, and we get the NBA champions.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they're coming off a loss.
Yeah, I got them winning by 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this clearly is probably going to be an official play then, it sounds like, right? You're in line with Clyde at Denver -4.
I mean, Tyler, you like to do this, right? What's the scenario here where where Clippers win?
It would just be this just so happens to be one of the games where all 4 of those guys are just making their shots. It doesn't matter where the ball is going. Like, the shot's just going in. Like, one of those games, like, they can't miss. Like, regardless of who's shooting the ball. That's how we lose.
And that's fine because that can happen in any game in the National Basketball
Association. That could be any. Like, how many times? If we bet a game and it's like, oh, we lost that game, and then you go in and look at the team stats in the box score at the end, and it's like, well, this team as a whole shot 60% from the field, 50% from 3, and they didn't miss a free throw. It's like, no one was beating that team that night, regardless of who was on the other side. So I got to take Denver here. Off a loss. It's a Clippers team that's bad. Jokic is going to triple-double here. They're going to bounce back off the loss. They're at home. Clippers probably dud out in the second half, too. They're the elevation. It's an easy spot. Take Denver.
Okay.
Yeah,
if you want the good old Jokic triple-double parlay with Luka, I think that's worth a shot here tonight, too.
Okay. You're one step ahead of me.
If you want to go crazy and swing for the fences, add DeJounte Murray.
There you go. One step ahead of me again. I like it. I like where your head's at, Tyler. All right. Well, that's good. These guys like the Nuggets. Again, check out their NBA projections, the NBA treasure map on Fanspeak. Everything will be marked after the show. So here we got now the Timberwolves, you mentioned earlier, spread at Golden State. Minnesota's favored by 3. Total is 216. So break this one down for me, spread. And what do you like?
All right. Yeah. And you kind of talked about general thoughts, and I figured I would save this one for the individual breakdown. Tyler, these are the 2 teams that I think we had wrong in our preseason rankings, right? If we're adjusting from our preseason priors, we got to pop, and maybe you were a little better about this, but we both agree we popped the Timberwolves up, right?
Yeah, they got to move up for me big time.
Yeah. And I don't know how you had the Warriors. I had them as a legitimate title contender. I mean, you got to be kidding me.
Here, I got my list right here. Hold on. I had them as possible champion contenders. They were on the.
So where'd you have them? Like 5th or 6th? Because they're not. They're like 10th or 12th.
The teams they were grouped with. Mm-hmm. Boy, this is gonna sound bad. Looking back on it.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
They possible champion contenders. They were grouped with. It was Golden State, Miami, the Clippers, and the best one of them all spread. We were way wrong on this team. Memphis.
Right. Okay, to be fair, they're the biggest title contender out of those 4. Here's my criticism of this team. I'm stealing it from our guy, Coach Ricky G, but he's dead on, Tyler. You can't be slow and small at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You can only be one of them. They're old, so they're not fast anymore. Mm-hmm. And this is a small backcourt, right? I mean, you can be ultra quick, right? If you're like Shea and Giddey, Fox and Halliburton back when we had them together. You understand my point. This team, we talked about it before, Tyler, when we got screwed on that one game. This team would be better if they started Moses Moody. They should be bringing Clay and Chris Paul off the bench, and this team would be badass. And let Kuminga and Wiggins and get Steph out there with some athletes. And it's just not happening. I want to see Moody in the starting lineup. I want to see more Kuminga, and I want to see less Clay. And I don't like Chris Paul and Steph necessarily closing together. I think if you're behind, that's okay because you need the offense. But when you're nursing a lead, man, I would love to see those big, long athletes out there. I want to see Kuminga, Moody, Wiggins out there, and then you only have one guy to target. So right now, to me, this Warriors team is in trouble, and I think it's based off Seth's friendship with Clay. He's overpaid, and he gets too many minutes. Right, and to me, that's the downfall of this team here. Chris Paul, to me, it would work with athletes, but everything here is just too old, too slow. Even if Steph played, I think I like the Timberwolves, but now it's just easy money. I mean, without Steph, I love superstar subtraction. Not tonight.
It's just not tonight. It doesn't work anymore, and everyone's going to go to that trend where they're like, "Oh, well, the Warriors are 14-0 as home dogs without Steph Curry in their last 14."
Okay, great.
Let me break it to everyone. The guy that was covering those spreads for the Warriors is now a Washington Wizard.
Yeah,
his name's Jordan Poole. Chris Paul ain't covering this spread for you because the defense Minnesota is going to put it on the floor tonight. is going to be smothering. Jaden
And the reason we love Chris Paul so much is because he was helping these younger players learn.
Yeah, Jaden
like in
McDaniels
OKC, these veterans know everything. What is he helping?
Yeah, Jaden McDaniels and Ant really don't have like star players to chase around tonight on defense. So they're going to look around. They're going to go, well, who's the next best guy? They're going to go, oh, Jaden McDaniels. Just go smother Clay. Make sure he can't score 20 points, which he hasn't done all year. So that's dead. I don't think these younger guys like Kuminga and them are coming in and balling out, winning this game for them. I don't see Chris Paul turning into prime Chris Paul right here. I think the other old point guard on the other side is better than him at this point in Mike Conley. Gobert and Cat are going to dominate the paint. Draymond made a terrible mistake and barked at Anthony Edwards last game after a hard foul. Asked him what he was going to do about it. Well, guess what Anthony Edwards did about it, Spread? He dominated the rest of that game and won him the game. He made comments in the offseason. He said, I want to get to the playoffs and I want to play the Warriors. I want to bust their ass. What do you think he's going to do tonight? 30-piece, easy win. They walk the Warriors off the floor. They can't make this spread high enough without Steph Curry.
I like it. And you're obviously like Ant 30 and win as a little performance double that I can target. There we go. I got
Cat 3+ threes and win. Cat double and win. Is there a Gobert rebounds 1 and win? Like, they what's an alt spread on this game? Like, of like Minnesota minus like 50.
I would make it like 6.5. That's where I put it at.
I want to go big. Like they smash them. Like they walk them off the floor. Like minus 13.5 plus 400. Like they could easily walk this terrible Warriors team off the court with just their defense. Like if they went out there and shot 30% from the field and just played their defense they played all year, they could win this game 100 to like 75.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we have another official play that'll be up on the sheet later. I like it. And anything else on this game, guys, before we go to the next one? I think we have 2 more to go.
Bet Minnesota to win the in-season tournament at 12-1 because, I mean, just like I really, to be honest, like there's no real like incentive outside of money to win this tournament. But of the teams that have played very good to start the year, I mean, they look like a pain in the ass to play. And just like when you pull up in-season tournament odds, it goes, it's literally championship odds, basically. Yeah. Boston's favored, then Denver, then Milwaukee, and then the Philly and Lakers come in.
You know, I hate to say that. I think the Lakers are a good bet. It's early in the season.
Right, that must have been hard. That must have been very hard for you to say. I know.
I don't think they're not playing well, though. They usually, I think they're going to put it together like halfway through the season again. I think the T-Wolves make a statement here and win this tournament, though.
Okay. I like that call.
And Edwards makes his stamp.
I'm just saying we could place both those bets and we're still fine.
Yeah, okay. 10-1 and 12-1.
Okay. All right, we got 2 more games. Sorry, I'm on the Minnesota game because I was looking up some of the. So we got 2 more games to round out the night. We've got. We're down to last game for the night. I apologize. So we've got the Memphis Grizzlies at Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers are favored by 7. Total is 225.5. So Spread, why don't you break this down and let me know what you like in this game?
Oh my gosh. I hate this game, Tyler. You know why, right?
Because you hate the Lakers, or I mean,
yeah,
I know you hate the Lakers.
And it's like obviously the right side. Okay, my numbers have this at 5, but this line is moved.
Well, let's just say if I showed you my numbers, like you might be like, we have to follow your numbers every time on Lakers games from now on.
You're
projecting the Grizzlies just to smash this team right here.
Why?
Numbers? Yeah, because my numbers they're skewed off a 5-game basis. So with the 5 games, Lakers.
And Memphis looked good in the last 5.
I think they had 1 win.
Yeah, that doesn't make any
sense.
Why did this win 2.5 points, Tyler? Do you have an injury report for me?
Let me double check for you. We got Anthony Davis probable. LeBron
be on the Memphis side.
LeBron questionable. Vanderbilt out. Gabe Vincent out. Derrick Rose out. Tillman questionable.
I can't figure out why this line moves so
I
much.
probably stay my breakdown's quick on this game because I probably stay away from this game anyway.
Okay.
At 7, I do too. I thought at 4.5.
But if you had to make me bet the game, I'm probably on the points.
Really?
I think this is a typical spot where like the Lakers let them hang around for a while and they win the game by like 5 in the end.
So you like the over, but you're probably just staying away.
Yeah, I'm probably just staying away.
And are you going to make a bet on this spread, or are you staying away as well?
No, I got to figure out why this line moved.
The Lakers play your Sacramento Kings tomorrow spread. So,
who cares?
Didn't they beat them already this year? The Kings beat the Lakers?
Well, my point is this. The Kings, we care about the Lakers.
They don't care about
the Lakers. Don't even think about us, right? Have you seen that? You ever watch Mad Men, Meg?
I haven't watched that. I heard it's good. I heard it's really good.
But you've seen the meme in the hospital where he goes, I feel sorry for you. And the guy goes, I don't even think about you at all.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
that's how the Lakers are about the Kings.
Yeah.
This will determine if Dwayne Wade was right when he called LeBron the cheapest player in the league. Because he's got this calf contusion. If he goes out there and plays on it tonight, he's definitely sitting tomorrow. Because remember,
what did Dwayne Wade say?
He called him the cheapest player in the league a couple years ago, and he did an interview. He's like, he's still like just the way he acts, like he's real cheap. He's like, how do you have all this money and you're like this cheap? And then remember,
he's a cheapskate.
Yeah, and then LeBron made the comment. He was like, we're playing for this in-season tournament, like we're trying to win this money, and it's like they're like, oh, cheap guy wants the money again, like you're worth $1 billion, you want this.
Is he really? You would think that would get out as much as people hate him,
right?
I mean, I would love to victory lap that. Can't you see me arguing with Mikey? And I'm like, Jordan left $100 tip. LeBron only leaves $5, right? I mean, like, I'd use that as an argument.
I don't know if he's like cheap.
So what, is he like Scottie Pippen?
What do you mean like Scottie?
He was literally nicknamed in the 80s No Tippin' Pippin.
No,
was he really?
Hated him. And all the restaurants in Chicago hated him.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Yeah.
No way. Tippin' Pippin. I did not know. Yeah, I did not know this.
And look what happened to his wife, man. Maybe he should have left the tip. Kept her off the streets. Did you see that? Meg, do you know that his wife is dating Michael Jordan's son?
I did know that. I knew.
And they were like, are you going to invite Scotty to the wedding? I mean, it's just so crazy.
All right. Any props, anything else you guys like in this game?
No.
No,
I think we stay away. I still can't figure out why this line moved.
Here's one of the reasons why they call him notoriously cheap. He won't turn his data roaming on his phone, so like he won't pay for data. He probably has unlimited now at this point, but this was like a couple years ago.
I was gonna say he doesn't have unlimited data.
And this was. He also says he had Pandora with commercials. He said he wouldn't not pay for commercials.
Wow! Holy cow!
Are you serious?
Yeah. Remember when they
What a freaking idiot. What's he saving his money for?
Remember the Twitter thing where it was like they got to pay for the blue check marks? He was one of the guys. He's like, yeah, I'm not paying for it. Like, I'm not giving you $8.
These are very like little edges. It's not like,
I think it's hilarious. Like, I feel like that's
if
hilarious.
These are actually true. This is kind of mind blowing of just the amount of money you'd be saving. So
LeBron's gonna be so pissed when he's born into his next life and he realizes that he doesn't keep the same bank account. What the heck is he saving it for?
Oh my God!
I have $1 billion and I'm listening to listen to my Good Morning Show on the podcast. Like, you got to be kidding me! I don't even pay. I already got YouTube Premium. When I go to my friend's house and I hear a YouTube ad, I'm like, what year is this?
It's like peasants.
Yeah. I never paid for it either, and I dated a woman and she had it, and I went over there and I went home and ordered it instantly.
Never
gone
back.
Not doing this.
It's hysterical. Okay, do you guys want to do? We are going to build a degenerate same game parlay. Do you want to do that first, or do you want to do your guys' best bets first? I'll let you guys call the shots. You tell me.
Let's do the parlay first. That way the people will have to stick around.
All right, that's right. Stick around, people, for these guys' best bets. And be sure to check out the NBA treasure map on fanspeak.com. But Tyler, I'm going to let you kick this off. You're the props guy here, and you always lead me to some fun ones. So what do you like to start a little same game parlay?
It's got to be a same game parlay, or can we take legs from different games?
No, we can take legs. I'm on FanDuel, so let's go for it. Take legs from different games.
Let's start with the Jokic triple-double plus 125.
Okay.
We'll just leave the winning out, with the game winning out for this.
Can you parlay that? Can you parlay that on FanDuel? Yeah, you can parlay that with other just props in another game, right?
Yeah, other games, yeah.
Okay.
We just couldn't same game that one.
Okay. Hold on, I'm grabbing that now. You do triple double and win, or just triple double?
What's the triple double and win odds?
Trying to get the player performance double. Sorry.
You're good.
I mean, we could do a player performance double parlay too. Trying to find that now.
They might not even list
They don't
it.
have. They didn't list it. Yeah.
We'll just play his triple double then, just
Okay.
alone.
Because I know you guys like that game too. But okay, so plus 125. Spread. What name a prop that you like tonight that we can?
Tyler, what do you see here for Anthony Edwards?
Where's his game? What do you want? His points?
Yeah.
He is set at 26.5.
I want Anthony Edwards over 26.5 points.
Okay, I like it. I'm grabbing that now. Got that. All right, I'm trying to take in everything you guys said to make sure that my leg isn't what kills it, because it has before, and I don't want it to happen again.
Okay, Meg. We hit the one on NFL a couple weeks ago.
We did hit the one in NFL a couple weeks ago. It's
We're
always the one
definitely
I'm like
hitting Thursday night's game.
the most comp. Oh yeah, yeah. That's gonna be a fun one to break down for sure. We got what Ravens Bengals. That's gonna be awesome. I kind of want to go back to this whole like the two rookies facing off. I know I already made a risk-free bet on this, but I was going to go back to one of Wemby's bets and maybe push his points. What do you think about that? Or just take his points line, which I was just going to check that. But I'm checking with you guys first for feedback.
You do that one, Tyler.
The points line for Victor is 20.5.
20.5?
Yeah.
If I'm playing like a 25, what's his 25 at?
It was
plus 195. It gets us 11-1.
Yep.
I like that.
All right. That's what we're rolling with. We've got a Joker triple double. We've got Anthony Edwards over 26.5, and we've got Victor plus 25 plus points for 11-1 over on FanDuel. If you want to tail us, that was a fun one. I'll be putting it in after the show, and of course, again, check out all their bets on and projections on the NBA Treasure Map. But now I need to hear their best bets, the ones that they are most feeling confident in tonight. So Spread, I'll go to you first. What is your best bet of tonight?
All right. I want Denver -4, but I was going to take whatever the opposite of Tyler there. If Tyler wanted Minnesota, I would take them. If Tyler wants Denver, I'll take Minnesota. I think those are by far the two best bets on the board.
Okay, so Minnesota and Denver seemed to be, there was a couple ones you guys seemed very confident in, but you'd like Minnesota and Denver. You're going to go Denver -4. Tyler, what is your best bet of tonight? Is it going to be Minnesota, or are you going to take another one?
Yeah, it's going to be Golden State, Meg.
Okay, all right.
No,
all right.
I'm just. I wanted to see if I got a reaction at a spread. I got nothing.
I was like,
because I was like,
it's Minnesota. Yeah,
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It almost like just shocked me. I was like thinking like. I was like, I didn't smoke any weed. Like, that doesn't sound right.
Like, that's a curveball. But yeah, Minnesota, easiest bet on the board. If you want to bet alt spreads, I just don't see.
I was going to say, that's the one you talked about.
I don't think if the guys couldn't score 20 points with Curry on the floor, distracting the entire other team, how are these guys going to get over 20 points when now all the attention's on them? I know they're getting more volume now, but still, like, the defense is going to be there for Minnesota. I think it's an easy spot. And I also like Dallas here pretty easy. I think Dallas smashes.
Okay. Well, you guys got like a same game parlay and like 4 best bets of the night. I like that. And I was going to say, going through this game by game, you guys did feel really good about 4 spots that I like. So I'm looking forward to betting those because I love tailing you guys. And again, if you love tailing these guys, and you should, check out their NBA Treasure Map on fanspeak.com. That'll do it for today's show. Be sure to tune in Thursday at 3 live. We'll be breaking down the Week 11 NFL betting card. So thank you guys so much for joining us for Spread. And Tyler, I'm Meg, and we will see you next time.